Hi guys, I'm Herjann of Unholy black metal, and I'm trying to introduce you to Nephente of Swedish black metal band Netherbird. So you have just played a gig tonight, and I'm just very glad to interview you just at this moment because it was a special gig.
Yeah, it was.
It was a special gig because it was Netherbirds last one.
Yeah. In this form, we have no plan for tomorrow. We said that it's better to know when you do burn out, rather than someday you wake up and you realize the band is no more and you had no idea. So we killed Netherbird of today, and we might do something different.
Okay. So it was a real special night because you celebrated the 10-year anniversary and signified Netherbirds funeral.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Few people know when they're about to die, and so we went out in
it was like an honor.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, but can you explain to us why or how you came to this decision?
Basically, Netherbird is me and Bismarck, the lead guitarist. We created this band. We started it 2004 on the 30th of October on the Rebirth gig with Dissection. So that's when we started the band. And already then we knew that we were not going to be doing this forever. Because I've been doing extreme metal music for 25 years. So for me it must be something new in order to make it exciting. So we decided that it's not going to just go on and on and on, tour after tour and album after album. So rather we kill it now, and then we see tomorrow we can do something completely different instead of having to do what we've always been doing. So for us it's like a metamorphosis thing.
Yes, I understand, but I understand that you maybe already have some plans for the future.
Well, we have one album recorded that we will of course release, but other than that I would say we have ideas, of course, and it will be, we always said that our music, we are labeled black metal often, or some say death metal, but for me it's just natural influences, but we can do anything. It could be acoustic, it could be blast beat. For me it's no difference, it's emotion. We try to convey emotion. We'll continue to do that, and as long as it's dark and it's defiant music, because I'm anti everything, every structure and every sort of dogma.
Anti-level.
Yeah, absolutely. Rather not, because freedom is also a shame. I mean, if you always, so it's for us it's not so simple to say that we need to reinvent ourselves. Otherwise, we're trapped in our own freedom, so to speak.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. Could you tell us the best moments during this last 10 years? Or maybe also the worst ones.
There are more of those, always, for every touring band. But of course, the greatest moments, the thing that makes it worth, we did maybe 40, 50 gigs. Those hours are the best. For me, I mean, it's always worth it when you go up on stage and you have a crowd of people that you can reach. That makes it worth it, because it's so fucking painful with touring. You're freezing, you're fucking hungry, you're drunk, you lost somewhere and you have no idea where. And then you come into a venue, no matter where in the world you are. If you're in Russia, in Romania, in Germany, you will meet people that are similar to you. They understand you. You're in a completely alien place, but as soon as you meet other metalheads, it makes sense, because you can communicate and reach each other. So that is the greatest. the things we hate is, of course, the music industry. We hate record labels. We hate every goddamn shit around this. I mean, the costs, always the costs, and you burn for it. And we always said we live for metal. We don't live off metal. I mean, we lose money every time we do anything, and it's still worth it. Because
unfortunately, yes.
Because otherwise, I mean, it's the reason why I live. It's not a choice. I have to do it in one way or the other. So, but yeah, the live gigs are absolutely the best. Shitty reviews, I don't really care. But all the downsides is that, you know, the constant costs of shit that just should work, but they never do.
The best place where you have played?
Romania is always good. Romania, Romania, they are like the Swedish death and black metal scene were in the early 90s. They go berserk with the music, they love it, and they so unrestrained. I really love that. So I think the best gigs, response-wise, has been there. I really loved when we played Moldavia, because I've never been there, and all of a sudden we're in a place that's really, you know, different, and you play the music and you connect with people. That's fucking awesome. Russia is also good. We have good gigs there. We always say that the capitals are the worst. So today we play in Stockholm, and it's tough. It's always tough. So the further out in the countryside you go, the more real it gets. People are not so fucking, you know, they're not so used to bands. So it's funnier if you go into the further out you go. Capitals are always lazy.
So you mean it's easier to reach their hearts?
Yeah,
they so.
Absolutely. The big cities destroy them. You know, the passion is dead. So the further out you go, the better it is.
When you are on tour, how do you spend your time when traveling from one city to another, from one country to another? This is an aspect I am very curious about.
Yeah, you just try to survive, because you have 23 hours of nothing, and then you have 1 hour of everything every day. And on our level, I mean, we go by vans. We don't have like fancy nightliners or anything, and well, one of us is driving. That's always the case, because we can't afford chauffeurs or anything. So one of us is driving. The rest is trying to keep the driver awake by talking, and we listen to a lot of music. But basically, it's a road trip with friends. So I mean, it's fun afterwards. But when you're in it, sometimes it's fucking tough. Okay. You go up 8 o'clock in the morning and you have like 7 hours to drive, and that is rough. Okay. But then, if you're lucky, you have 1 good hour on stage, and it's worth it.
Oh, cool. Now let's back to your future projects.
Yeah.
You think you will play some instruments in your next?
I will play bass but I fumble with the words, but I am the singer of Netherbird, and I might continue sing. I like that, but I also would like to. I also used to play bass, so I will try to find some more maybe primitive black metal outfit to play bass in. Okay. So that's for me personally. But with Netherbird, I think if anything happens that is sort of the continuation of Netherbird, most likely I will sing, but maybe not just me, maybe somebody else also.
Okay. So. Are you gonna write texts or lyrics?
Yeah, I have to. I can't sing somebody else's words. Because, I do it, but then it's a cover. But for me, if I have to sing something, I have to believe in it, and then I think I have to pen it myself. Because otherwise it's more like doing the cover.
Speaking about lyrics, what gives you inspiration when you write?
Actually, I get my inspiration mainly from 2 things. It's classical painting and photography. We have a great photography museum in Stockholm, so almost every time I've been there, and I go there often, I get some like a small thought or a title, and basically when I write for Netherbird, we always write the music first. So when we have a song and we like it, I listen to it until I know what it's called, until it speaks to me, and then I put a title, and then I write the lyrics more or less to describe to myself or explain to myself what the title means. So that's how we do it, and so yeah.
This is very interesting for me because I am a photographer. So I found that this aspect was very interesting. So what kind of photography is most interesting for you?
For me, it's I tend to be hooked by black and white photography, high contrast photography, and it doesn't have to be beautiful, but it has to be somewhat. It has to touch me a little bit, but it can be Newton's photographs of humans, and it can be very inspirational, or landscapes. Of course, it's always sort of speaks to the Swedish person in me. I like landscapes, quiet,
Yes,
no
of
people.
course, of course.
That's simple as that. But for me, it's not. I don't get inspiration to write lyrics by reading others' lyrics. So it's other forms of art that makes me interested.
And what is your favorite painter? Or painters?
Yeah, it's really difficult. I have to say
Because you mentioned that we have a wonderful photography museum here in Stockholm, but there are also 2 wonderful art museums here.
Yeah, there are. But my favorite painter is a Swedish painter. I can just explain why. His name is Marcus Larsson, or was. He died 39 years old in the 19th century. So he was this extremely talented guy, but very complicated. So he couldn't really make a career for himself in Stockholm. They sort of more or less drove him out into the countryside where he has had his studio, and he's painted these huge paintings, mostly about ships in despair, sinking ships. And we have one of his paintings as a cover for our latest album, Ferocious Tides of Fate, with a burning ship. Because he's...
Yes, I know, yeah.
So that's the painter that speaks the most to me. I love everything he ever did, but he was a genius. But still, he died poor alone in London.
Yes, it's typical for artists to die poor somewhere else. Do you think that this painter can represent the Swedish mood?
In a way, I think especially if you look on more like the black metal and maybe death metal, but it's grandiose. It's very monumental, the stuff he does, but it's also always a hint of destruction. So I guess Swedes tend to love landscapes, and I do that. Like I said, I like actual landscapes. I also like landscape paintings. But I think he has something very special. So yeah, for me it feels like a kindred spirit. But he was a painter, and we do music.
Yeah, it's 2 forms of art, but it's art.
It's different sides of the same coin.
What would you like to say to our readers?
I would like to thank you for listening, and it also means that you're somewhat supporting the scene. I think it's very important to support the local metal, black, death, doom metal scene, and I hope that you keep it up because we need you, all of us bands. We do this for you, not for ourselves. So yeah, that's my final words, I would say.
Okay, so let's check this interview on www.unholyblackmetal.com and on our YouTube channel. So,
thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Keep it up.